this. The physios would have really taken their time.
Yeah.
Trying to, as they're approaching the situation, trying to figure out what's going on, what they're going to do to handle it. Both sides.
Yeah, they were
very commendable, very quick to react, and within minutes had him revived, oxygen on it, and he was alert and talking. Thank God.
St. John's ambulance guys were great, but I was watching Gary Monk. I'm like, your player's having a heart attack, and you're giving instructions. But I think he knew. He's had a history of it, and he's probably done it in training, and that's why he didn't seem so arsed about it at all.
Yep. But
as far as QPR goes, I don't know. It was. I think, Davis, I don't think got exposed as much. Walker looked like he was struggling just mightily today, and it looks like going up that left side was something that QPR had in their plans for how to attack. I think Austin, from what I've seen, likes the ball coming in more from that left side than the right. I think the sunlight has something to do with that, and they seem to play a lot more narrow when they have their chances to attack from that right side. They didn't really play really wide. You really didn't have a chance to expose Davis. We relied heavily on Mason and Bentaleb, who I thought also at times had a little bit of a struggle in the defensive midfield, trying to figure out what it was QPR were doing. It was almost like it was so unorthodox, and by the 70th minute, they had 3 strikers on the pitch, and we're looking to bring on Wesley Wright Phillips.
Sean Wright Phillips.
Sean Wright Phillips.
Yeah, they did bring him on.
Yeah,
soon we'll play.
So they were, 3 strikers plus him. It was going to be an all-out attack, and I think I think Poch was trying to make the right moves, put Dembele on, try to shore up the defensive midfield a little bit, even though he's going to play in a more forward role, but somebody to hold up the ball. But it kind of shot us in the foot against Swansea, because as soon as that happened, they looked the more dangerous. And again, the last 15 minutes of this match, we did nothing really but defend.
It was a wreck of a game. It was just... It was so disorganized.
And again, it was once they had scored, we were on the back foot and it's squeaky banter.
Yeah, no.
It's the same as the S1 game. And of course, how ironic that 2 former Spurs players scored in back-to-back games against us.
Yeah, man, I thought that was interesting.
That is Spursy.
No,
is it too much to ask for us just to go ahead and put our foot on the neck of an opponent and go ahead and slit their throat to about 4 or 5 goals? I mean, just once.
But you know what? No, you're right. But I think what it does speak to is it speaks to the fact that these players play hard. They've been asked a lot, and this team.
Yeah.
And I can't figure out. I mean, other than this team is a hard-working team, and this team has real character. And it's a team that's easy to like. Somebody posted, I think it was maybe Spurs in the Blood, or somebody had posted on Twitter today, a comment that Pochettino had made in June and said, "I promise you that we will do things to make the supporters proud." Mm-hmm. And I'm paraphrasing, but it's true. I really like our club. I've gone from hating this team early and being so disgusted with the organization. Man, I feel like we got something to be proud of, and our effort. Our effort shows it week in and week out, irrespective of results. We play hard.
I know that, in the NFL, college football, things like that, I had always heard as a kid growing up that when you have a club that doesn't really play all that great and they're still winning, it's really of a sign of a team with a true positive direction. And, there's so much more ahead for this team. We know that there's so much more ahead for this team. As when you put your realistic cap on for Tottenham this year, you really don't expect top 4. You're expecting a lot more out of this squad come next year. But as it stands, with 10 matches to go, our destiny is in our own hands. Southampton we've already passed. We have a match against them. United we play this upcoming week. We can draw level with them. Swansea at home against Liverpool during this same week next week. Should they slip up at Swansea, even with a draw, we will leapfrog them if we can win. And I believe the Scum have a London derby against West Ham at home. So again, I really feel. I really feel that we hold our destiny in our own hands. But we can't go into United and City and Southampton and Stoke and some of these other places that we have to go to yet and play like we played the last couple of days. We really have to find another gear and utilize these next... I mean, it's 10 matches left, guys. There's nothing else to play. There's no more cups. There's no more Europe.
Right.
10 matches to play. leave it all out on the field or you will regret it.
Well, I'm not so sure that I agree in that our destiny is in our hands from the standpoint that, in a perfect world we have to win at every game. But I think we'll certainly need some help. But I think the thing that I've gotten, and maybe this is the reason why I got so comfortable even with losing to Chelsea last week, is that, you know what, irrespective of what the outcome of this last 10, 11 matches will be, these guys, these players are going to play harder than any group of players that I can remember in recent memory. And for that, I'm okay with. Yeah. I really am. I mean, I think at the beginning of the season, if I told you you're going to be 6, I think most of us would have said, all right, I'll take that.
Yeah.
And I think we've got a reasonable. I think we control our destiny to get 6th or 7th. Does 7th, Chairman, does 7th get us to Europa?
No, but 6 will.
Just 6 does. Okay.
Because I don't remember.
If you finish 7th though and win fair play, doesn't that get you in there too in like a playoff round or something? There's like some weird rule I think that goes with financial fair play. But
surely, we wouldn't win. Is it financial fair play or is it the fair play that you don't get all the yellow cards and don't have like complete?
Oh, I don't think we'll get fair play this season.
Yeah, no, I don't think we will either. We spent we spent $100 million. Well, no, actually, we didn't. That was 2 years ago.
No, I'm talking on fair play on the field.
No, I don't think so either. We have a couple of yellows every.
There was a couple of few seasons ago where we were one of the top teams, and somebody.
What a stupid award, right? What a stupid award. I wouldn't want my team to have that award, right? No. It means you're not going in for tackles. It means you're not playing hard. Right. I mean, like. Well, I'm not going to bring up Chelsea, but.
But no, I do remember now. Although we mentioned it last week as finalists and runners-up in the League Cup, that didn't guarantee us a spot. What it did do, it allowed the 6th place team to be a Europa League spot because Chelsea, they're going to win the title and will be in the Champions League, but that victory for them opens up an extra spot which goes to the Europa League. So there's a good chance we'll still be in it if we took 6th. Which, that's where we are right now.
Yeah. Well, 6 automatically gets it, right?
No. 5th does. League Cup winners and FA Cup winners, right? Yeah, FA Cup winners.
Well, but Chelsea... Okay, but yeah...
So, because Chelsea won the League Cup...
Yeah, and they're definitely going to be back in...
Spot. But last week I was incorrect in saying that it goes automatically to the runners-up. It does not. It just frees up an extra spot, which is 6th place.
Okay.
That makes sense.
It did that last year, because where did we end up? 6th.
Yeah.
Right.
Because Sunderland didn't go into Europa League as the losers in the League Cup final, but because City won it and were already in the Champions League, it opened up the extra spot, which is 6th place.
I got you. Okay. All right.
So currently, Liverpool and Spurs are in the Europa League next season, if the season was to end today.
And what does the form chart say, Simon?
Form chart, well, it doesn't change because we have... the same 13 points. We've got that Liverpool loss in there, and until that is out of the form guide, we can't move up the table. So
aside from us, Liverpool still have the best form, right?
Yeah, they do. I'm pulling up the form guide right now. They're on 16 points in their last 6 matches, which is very interesting. Arsenal are right behind them with 15 points, then it's Chelsea, and then a bunch of teams on 13. Stoke, United, Spurs.
All right, so gun to both of your heads, I'm going to ask you to say, where do we end the season? What position can he go?
5th.
Simon?
I kind of looked at our opponents that we've got coming up. We've all talked about the tough games, City, Southampton. I think United's tough, and it's not on the docket to preview next week, but we really should, since we won't be doing the pod on Sunday as we normally do. And United's home form is very strong. I think they're 11-1-2. And that's a pretty impressive record. As much as everyone has ragged on United and Van Gaal this season, their home record at 11-1-2 is very, very good. The other thing we have to bear in mind as you look at the home and away records of everyone, we have now, after today, only played the 13 away games versus 15 at home. So that was 3 games in arrears on the road until this morning. So, we've got another away game next week. And there'll be another one just to get us to even before much longer. So that United game is tough. Can we win it? It's asking for history to be rewritten for us to win 3 games in a row at Old Trafford. So I'm not the gambling man, but I would not be gambling for that. Would love it. I think a point there, considering they've, like I said, they've only dropped 8 points at Old Trafford this season, and it's the second best home record next to Chelsea. So it's not going to be easy going there. I think we got to look beyond that to see where we're going to end up. We do have a better run-in than a lot of clubs, and everyone's talked about how poor United's run-in is going to be, lumping us into that. It really depends which United shows up. Is it the one that we played against around Christmas time? Who they were good. They gave us a run for the money in that game. Or is it going to be the team that played at Swansea the other week? Can't believe that we beat the team that beat United the other week. Actually did the double over them this season. So
I kind of hope it's a mixed bag.
Anything.
I mean, I kind of hope it's a mixed bag. I hope they win, when they play Arsenal and when they play Liverpool, and I hope they lose when they play some of the teams that maybe they aren't supposed to win, struggle against. And of course, I certainly hope they lose next week against us.
Hang on, Simon. All I asked was what position they're going to be in.
6th.
All right.
I'm so fickle. A couple of weeks ago after North London Derby, we're in there. To be honest, I think 6 will be a very good result for us, unless Southampton, the Southampton game could be pivotal. It's at their place. I know they're poor right now. They can't seem to score goals, but that's going to be a pivotal game, and that could decide 6th or 7th for us. You got to keep an eye on Stoke. Before the Swansea game, we said keep an eye on Swansea, because if they
right on our heels.
Yeah, if they'd beaten us, then, that would have been a different story. They'd have been on 45 and we'd have been on 47. But as it is 10 points.
Yep.
Sorry, they wouldn't have been on 45. They'd have been on 43. But Stoke, that's the surprise package of the season right there. Who would have thought Stoke City would be sitting in 8th place under Mark Hughes? I mean,
but they don't have Bojan anymore. So
they haven't had him for about 6 weeks now, and they're still.
Oh, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought turn of the year he went out.
Oh, okay.
They've still been producing the goods. They're up there with us on the form guide.
Yeah.
But haven't played any of the top 6.
I'd have to look at what their run-in is. We can rule out West Ham, Newcastle. I mean, any game at St James's is tough, and we've still got to go there. But even the last game of the season, Everton away, that's a tough ask as well.
Especially if you need it. All the pressure's on you. I mean,
they could still get
Hull and Everton to end the season is not all that inviting, to be honest.
And Simon, as you said several weeks ago, arguably one of the most true statements that we've made all year. There's not an easy match we have. It doesn't matter who we play or where we play them. It's not one easy match.
You could look at them all on paper and say, we should win that, we should win that one. You know what? Quite rightly so. We thought we should get 6 points after the disappointment of the cup final, and we produced that. And I think we probably said that last week, that we need to go get those 6 points. We did. It wasn't easy. It wasn't pretty at times, but we did it. And let's talk about Harry Kane.
Let's talk about Harry Kane. Another one of our own. 2 goals.
Completely outplayed and muscled out and closed down in the cup final. You saw a little of that. He was, struggling to get room for himself against Swansea. But today, and they did the same tactic. I'd have to say QPR were doing the same thing today. But that first goal was a peach.
And the one that should have been the first goal would have been a peach too, because that header that who's their keeper saved was a pretty damn good save. Into the sun, no less. I mean, it almost like he just stuck his hands up and prayed and hit him right in the hands. That ball goes a foot either way, and Kane's got a hat-trick on the day.
But like Rose's cross for Chadley in the Swansea game, Andros's free kick into the box for Harry. I mean, that's something we have been crying out for. Someone to get their head on crosses and put the ball in the net, and Harry's doing that time after time, and that changed the complexion of the game. We could have done a lot more in the second half. I mean, Christian Eriksen, the shot off the line by Austin, which, having your star forward back there stopping a sure goal from going in shows you